Hi, thanks very much for clicking on the video link. This is an idle chat for the American Bar Association Section for Dispute Resolution, where I get to talk to lovely friends and colleagues like Miss Nancy here and ask them somewhat idle questions and satiate my curiosity about them. Miss Nancy, how are you today?
I'm absolutely fine. All the better for seeing you, Natalie.
Oh, you're very sweet. Miss Nancy, are you ready for an idle chat?
I am, I think.
Oh, you've braced yourself.
I have.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First question, Miss Nancy.
Mm.
Uh, what is a job that you think would be not our job, but a different job? What is a job that you think would be absolutely delightful?
Oh, that's dead easy because I do it as a volunteer, and that's working in a play group. I just get so much fun and joy out of that.
But that's the work we do. What's a different job? Not our job, but a different
Oh,
job.
right. If I didn't do that, oh, I suppose just um, see, I'm doing most of the things I already enjoy, so that's great. Um,
Which, by the way, is the best answer.
yeah, yeah, I can't think of anything that I wouldn't try and do if I thought it would be fun.
So you're doing it. You're living the dream.
Yeah, well, that's what I sort of realized. I thought, you know what? I don't really want to win the lottery because I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing.
All right. Well, then that's the perfect answer.
Mm.
Miss Nancy, are
Mm.
you you're a book lover?
I love books. You can't see behind me. Our house has wall-to-wall books. I think we have about, and it's not a big house, 15 or 20 bookshelves.
Now, for me, that is living the dream. But Miss Nancy, of all those books,
Mm.
can you give me one or two that you've read more than three times through?
Oh, probably several of the Terry Pratchett books. I've read Weird Sisters, The Thief of Time. I just love Terry Pratchett. You can read it on so many different levels. But in terms of practical workbooks, there's a couple I've read as well, but they're not so much fun.
And there's a difference between reading for academic
Yeah,
achievement or intellectual
yeah,
prowess versus reading for entertainment.
yeah.
Miss Nancy,
Yes.
uh, what is, in your opinion, one of the most interesting museums that you've ever visited?
Oh, that's really easy. And it's about half an hour away from us. And it's called Beamish the Living Museum. And it was set up 50 years ago now. And I remember going to see it. And what they did is they get buildings that would be knocked down that are historic. And then they build them up in this huge site. But it's a living museum. So you have trams that are actually running. Everybody's dressed. They have different historic periods. So they have an 1820s farm, a 1940s farm, and they've got the animals, they've got fish shops, they've got bakers, and they're baking the bread, they're printing the stuff, and it's open all year round apart from Christmas Day. It's just
Next, next
fantastic.
time I'm in the UK, I'm going to come and find that museum. That sounds
It's
fascinating.
yeah, it is somewhere that I mean, you have to allow at least a full day, if not two or three. And we go back once a month just to wander around because it's, lovely countryside. There's animals, there's all these old things, and they have staff, but a lot of it is volunteers who are really enthused. They have a little coal mine you can actually go down, and it used to be all ex-miners that talk to you, so that real lived experience.
How fun is that? The Beamish Museum.
Beamish, yeah,
I will put that on my
yes,
list.
you
Fascinating.
definitely do.
All right. Next question, Miss Nancy. when you're on an airplane,
Hmm.
of course, we can have the airplane snacks, which are fine, but a lot of us bring our own snacks onto an airplane. In your opinion, what is the best snack to munch on while you're in mid-flight?
Ooh, now that's a difficult one. Um, well, it depends because if you're going certain places, you can't take, but grapes are always nice because they're nice and juicy. And although one of my friends told me they're sugar bombs, and I thought, not as much as a chocolate.
I can think of a much worse snack, absolutely. And grapes are not offensive. They don't smell terrible. They're not
No, and it's
crunchy.
just like if you're going into somewhere that doesn't allow fruit, you have to kind of cram them all in.
I can think of worse situations to be in.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Nancy, before you started doing the work that you do now, the neutral work that you do now, what was one of your favorite or silliest or weirdest or strangest jobs that you had?
Oh, I've had various different careers. I think the one I enjoyed the most, but was also really, really stressful, more stressful than mediation, was as a midwife, because, you know, there's not a lot you can do, and you've got lives in your hands, and it's, but it's also so wonderful when there's sort of you and the mom and dad in the room, and then there's another person. You know? And it's kind of, you get a little bit of that mediation where, when everybody's kind of finger pointing, and then suddenly something shifts. And it's that same kind of like, oh, that's magic, you know.
I
Yeah.
did not know that you were a midwife.
Oh yeah. I've had probably 4 or 5 careers before coming into mediation.
All right. Well, that one is fascinating. Good on you. Those families were lucky to have you.
Well, I was very privileged to be with them at such an important time. That and when someone's dying, which sounds depressing, but a good death can be as magical. And I know that's hard for people to think about sometimes.
No, that makes perfect sense to me
Yeah.
to have someone help you create a little bit of peace and calm. Yeah. Same as a midwife, create a little bit of
Yeah.
peace and
And
calm.
I think a lot of those kind of careers, it's a real privilege that people trust you in the best and the worst and the most frightening times of their lives to hold a space for them. I love that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, that makes me love you even more than I did before we had an apple chat.
Um,
Miss Nancy, can you give me an idea of something that you do that you think makes the world just a tiny bit better, just on a daily basis, just a small habit?
I think it's actually whenever I remember, and sometimes I'm too busy, is to talk to people and really see them. Like going to the supermarket and just sort of, how they always say, "How are you today?" And to say, "Oh, I'm fine." And how are you? As though and you can see their faces change, that it's suddenly it's like the little kids when they come into playgroup and you say, "Oh, I see you've got new shoes," or just something, and people's faces just light up, and it's so much fun when trying to make people feel like they matter. And I should do it a lot more, but I try.
Right. And people know the difference when it's an empty platitude, like "I'm fine,
Oh
how
yeah,
are you?"
yeah,
versus "Fine, but how are you?"
yeah.
And
Or
and
you're
they
looking a bit tired today, or when does your shift finish? Or
yeah, it does make a difference. You're absolutely right. Miss Nancy,
yes.
I am curious. What's your preference for ice cream flavor?
Ooh, that's always a difficult one because I love ice cream. I absolutely love ice cream. And when I first came to England, you couldn't get any, I mean, you could get vanilla, you could get pretend strawberry, and you can get chocolate. And so when I went to the States, I was like, oh, and there was always, do I peanut butter, this? And there was a place that you could get three different flavors. So I always go for that because, there's so many to choose. I mean, now I have this problem all the time. So,
First world problems, right?
yeah, I mean, really.
Yeah, how do you choose? I try to match the ice cream flavor to the meal that I'm having. Try to complement.
Oh, yeah. But then you get a restaurant envy, don't you? You think, I wish I'd chosen the passion fruit.
But I don't very often eat ice cream alone. And so if
Oh
my
yes,
husband has,
you have to have it with someone who'll let you have a lick of theirs
yeah,
and who really loves you enough that if you love theirs more than you, they'll swap.
exactly right. An excellent relationship test, isn't it?
Yes.
So, Miss Nancy, I know the answer, but our viewers might not. I would like to hear more about the work that you do. Tell me what you love or find inspirational or motivational or aspirational about the work you do. Can you give me a little, I don't
Yeah.
know, a little snippet, a little definition, a little.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of, I did 10 years working with special educational needs mediations, and I've just changed to community, which is a lot more challenging. But it's when you can hear when someone really feels heard and they start to, you can hear them heal. And I do a lot of reflective practice work now with mediators as well. We were doing a demonstration, and one of the people said, you could hear her healing as you were asking. And I thought, that is just such a privilege to be able to do that. So I do, and I enjoy like conflict coaching, where you get people who are really angry and frustrated, and you just basically all I do is go, yeah. you know? But I think I'm really interested in people, and to be given that opportunity to do what I love the best is, finding out, hearing.
Right. And you're not giving yourself enough credit. There's a lot more to it than just saying on a regular basis. There's a lot more to the art and skill of it. Miss Nancy, if somebody wanted to reach out to you and talk to you about the work that you do, or just have questions about the industry, or they just need a resource, what's the best way for people to find you and reach out?
Probably email or my website, which is dead easy because it's nancyradford.com. So it's easy to remember.
It actually does not get easier. NancyRadford.com. Miss Nancy, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and having an idle chat with me.
Thank you. You've got so many great ideas, Natalie. I stand in awe.
Thank you. All right, Miss Nancy, that's your idle chat, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are very welcome.